Well, hello there. Welcome back to our next card class to go, Christmas Buffet card. So again, we're using the Tag Buffet stamp set, and it goes along with all of the supplies that you received in your Christmas Buffet card kit. So this fun card starts out as let me move my little pieces here. Starts out as a typical 4 1/4 by 11-inch card, but then we give it a little haircut. So I trimmed down the front flap to leave a piece that is, let's get out the trusty ruler. It is, let's see, 2 3/4 long. So I cut off a piece that was, let's see, 1, 2 1/2, 2 3/4. I cut off. So, and I used that piece to create the stitched oval. Again, this die is something that I had in my stash, but you could use any, any oval die set that you have. So again, the front flap then becomes 2 3/4 inches wide. Okay, so then we've got, for the interior of the card, a piece of the gold foil forest trees, and it is cut to a standard front panel, which is 4 by 5 1/4. This will go right inside of our card, and we're all about kind of the surprise hidden sentiment. So I die cut a rectangle piece, a rectangle die cut piece, again from a die set in my stash. And what we're going to do is we're going to adhere it to the inside here. We're going to stamp a sentiment on here, and then when the front is closed, you don't see it. So it's a surprise little sentiment there. Now our sentiment is going to take up a good amount of this die cut. So if you'd like some space to write a note, or to to say something nice to the card recipient, you might add a piece of white cardstock on this side, or you could even go ahead and put it here on the back and then write your note on the back. So it's up to you. It's however you'd like to do it. So that's the inside, which kind of becomes the outside as well. The inside becomes the front as well. On the flap here, on this flap up over here, we are going to cut a piece of the deer paper with the pretty gold antlers. And that piece is going to be cut to 2 inches wide by 4 inches tall. Okay, and that will become our front panel. Here's the oval that I die cut, and then here's the deer sticker that I happened to get in my kit. And then I believe I showed you earlier, but if you don't know how to de-stick your stickers, I basically pulled my sticker off of its sheet, turn it over, and pounce my embossing buddy or any other, we have baby powder I use too sometimes, just to de-stick the sticker so it's no longer sticky at all. And then I pop it up with my dimensionals. So you can see on my deer here, I put 2 full dimensionals, and then I just snipped some little, little pieces from the edge of my dimensionals to add a little bit down here on his legs, not at the very bottom, but up here, and then a little bit on his head. Okay, so that guy, he's going to pop up on the front of my card. Now I thought it would be nice to add just another, to kind of go along with the pretty gold touches of foil here in our card. I thought we could use a little bit of gold cord. And what I'm going to do with this, so I just want it to go around this outside flap. I'm going to put it around and tie a bow, and it will kind of, again, my bow will sort of go right here. And what it ends up doing is sort of grounding my deer focal point, so he's not just sort of, hanging on the middle of my card. Okay, so here's how I'm going to do that, right? How would I get it around there? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, along the folded edge, about where I want my, well, not about exactly where I want my cord to go, I'm going to take a punch and just punch right here on the fold of my card. All right, I'm going to punch right there. And then I'll be able to slip my cord all the way through this front panel and tie my bow. Okay, so one more time. I think I'm just placing it right. I want to make sure I kind of get it in the right spot. I think I'll be, let's see if we can measure that. I'm just guesstimating. You'll guesstimate yourself, but probably about an inch and a half from the bottom. That's where I'm gonna punch my slot. So if you want to get technical, you could do that, an inch and a half. And I'm just gonna put my thumbnail there, make a little mark. And I happen to have this sort of slot punch, but really any hole punch will do. So I'm gonna watch where I go. And really, I don't want to punch it anywhere inside. I just want to go along. This fold right here. So I'm gonna put it in there, punch, and there I've got a little slot. See how it made a little hole right on the fold. So that allows me then to slide my cord through here and tie it around the front. All right. Okay, so let's get all of our stuff set up here. Let's assemble this card. So here are all the little pieces. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to work on right now putting the sentiment onto our inside panel. Okay, get my stamp positioner out. And we have a perfect stamp, perfect sentiment for our tall rectangle piece here. It is this sort of stacked sentiment. May the good times of today become the cherished memories of tomorrow. Wishing you lots of love, joy, and happiness. So that, just sort of, eyeball center. Close the door. This will move, but we're going to put it back in place. Put down the magnets. And I think I will use black. So I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. That is my absolute go-to black ink. Give it a little press. Make sure the ink has time to sort of soak into the paper. Open the door. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. Wipe the stamp off so I don't get it on my pan. The ink, any left over, I'll take out this and move this out of the way. All right, so now we have our sentiment for the inside of our card. All right, let's see. I think we will do another little addition. Again, we'll use, this is Pear Pizzazz ink. It's a little lighter than the old olive, but I think that it goes well because the trees are sort of variegated to give, sort of a 3D effect. The darker ones make it look closer. The lighter ones are further away. And let's see, I think, again, I'll use this leafy branch here from our stamp set. Grab a block, plop it on. And again, I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. Stamp off. This is a piece of scrap paper. And then, there we go. I like that. So tap, tap, tap. Stamp off once. Now I'm going to turn the branch and place it down there. There you go. I think that looks really pretty. All right. Close our ink pad. Turn off the stamp. Okay, so now we have all of the parts that we need. Let's assemble our card. I'm going to start with the inside and work my way out to the outside. So let's put some and then we'll place our pretty gold forest right inside of our card. There we go. And then here's our sentiment. We're going to place that right over here to the left side of the interior so that when the front is closed, you don't see it. Okay, again, we're just going to adhere it flat to the inside of the card using some Stampin' Seal like adhesive, just your dry adhesive. And hello, little dear. He wants to follow me everywhere, so let's put him out of the way. All right, let's kind of get an idea. So there's going to be a pretty little bit of border here on the side. But not too much. I want to kind of tuck it behind here. And that closes, you don't see it. So the inside becomes the outside. Okay, now on this front flap, I'm going to adhere the pretty, the deer with the gold foil on the antlers and the spots there. I'm gonna adhere that to our front. See, isn't the back side's really pretty of this paper here? Very traditional, I thought. Red and green. There we go. It's kind of eyeballing. There we go. And now, I think now I'm going to tie my ribbon around, so that will give me a good idea where I can slip my, my oval there. So I'm going to put my cord through the notch or through the little slit that I created with my hole punch. Bring it around and tie a bow. Or you could do a knot as well. That might look nice. Something a little different. I think that's what I'll do. Make sure it's snug. There we go. Got a knot with tails. Again, this is really to give our deer a little bit of grounding, okay? So again, when I'm done, I'm going to anchor this knot with a glue dot. So that's what I'm going for. Okay. I'll trim these ends as well. So let's, since my deer's popped up, I'm going to adhere this oval flat to the card front. Okay. Slide it under, look for center. All right, there we go. Let's do that little knot pinch, such a pinch. Okay, and now I'm going to remove the backing from the dimensionals using my Take a Pick tool. Makes it nice and easy. Oop, come back here. Now we'll place our pretty deer onto the oval, and just right so he has a little grounding with this ribbon. And again, if he kind of is, his antlers are going to kind of stick out over, that's fine by me. Okay, and now I think we'll add an extra little embellishment. We'll add some of our pretty gold stars. Right there. One is nice, but let's go with an additional odd number here. 1, 2, and maybe a third one up here. There we go. How does that look? Okay, so let's trim the tails of our cord here. All right, and then like I said, I'll put a little glue dot to anchor the knot so it doesn't sort of slide around. Just grab my glue dot with my take a pick. And because that knot is pretty small, I'm going to take my glue dot and just sort of rub it between my fingers so it's smaller, and then place it back on my take a pick tool and adhere it right behind the knot. And then once I get the, right, I think I want it right there. I'm just going to anchor that knot by pressing it down onto the oval. You can play, there you go. All right, so there is our deer fun fold type card with the inside being the outside.